Okay, welcome back to the build. So today we're going to do the two side windows. We're going to get the one behind the driver's seat done and the one behind the passenger seat on the sliding door. Reckon it'll take 2 hours. Let's get on with it. Right, so these are the tools we're going to need for the job. First things first, we're going to have to drill a hole in each corner of the window from the inside of the van. I'll use just a normal drill bit and my DeWalt sort of drill for that. That'll go straight through the metalwork and give a nice radius on the window. So then we can go outside and line up the holes to know that we're cutting out the right bit of panel from the van. So clearly we're going to use a straight edge just to make sure we've got it all nice and straight with the board marker on the outside. Nice and simple. Line it all up and then we're good to go. I was going to wait for my brother. He's got a jigsaw, but I'm just going to attack it with a grinder because he's stuck in traffic on the M5 and it's getting on and I really want to get this sort of done. So I'll just use one of these sort of flat discs that you can get for your angle grinder. That'll probably make quite short work of the inside skin of a panel van. So we'll get that done. Okay, as soon as that's done, it's best to get the Hammerite metal paint for rust protection because you know, especially with windows, there'll be a little bit of water ingress. You know, hopefully none whatsoever, but if there is, then it's just going to rust and rot out the inside of your van. So that's the last thing you sort of want. Clearly before that, we'll attack the edges with a file and just make sure they're free and sort of deburred, so this Hammerite can adhere to it and sort of prevent any rust in the future. As soon as that's done, just use the rubber mallet to get the edge trim on the whole way around the van. You can use your fingers if you want, but you can get a really good seal with a hammer if you just give it a good tap around. Okay, and once we've done that, it's time to sort of prepare the glass. So we've got one of these Unibond glass wipes, which is an activator. So that'll go on straight before we put the primer on. And this all comes in the kit with a glass, so you don't have to worry about any of this. Ordering it all come with the glass that I ordered. Clearly I'll put a link in the description if those people want to order from these individuals. And then we've got the actual sealant or the mastic. It's got a ring pull on the end. You just take that off, and when you want to load it into the gun, it's got a typical sort of nozzle that you just pierce, and then you steady away. It's come with this nozzle, which is really useful for building up. You can just see it there, building up the mastic on the outside, so it'll have a good contact area to adhere to once you're done. And that's pretty much it. That's what you need for the job. Let's get it done. Right, okay, so this is the window we're going to cut out. So essentially what we need to do, cut a hole in this corner, cut a hole in the bottom corner as well, remove the two ribs, basically go outside, trace the pattern on, and then essentially just cut it out from the outside, because obviously the jigsaw will go over those ribs, and we'll just pull it out and then rust proof it. Okay, so here just to get the template of the corner, the easiest thing I found just to get a cardboard template, get like a sharp Stanley blade and just cut it out around the window, so I can then go outside and just use this template quite simply, and then it just makes life a lot easier to get a decent cut out of the window. So obviously go outside, mark up the window like I'm doing here, and then just get your template, buzz it around, crowed out a little bit that one, but yeah, there we go. Johnny age 5, and then it's time to get the grinder out and really just get the window piece out. Once I cut it out, I'll be honest, angle grinder not the best tool for the job. Having done the rear windows with a jigsaw, definitely use a jigsaw if you can. Just buy some metal blades and just do it yourself. But yeah, just taping it here so it doesn't just fall in, and then I sort of buzz off the corners, make sure it's done. Yeah. Here you just got make sure that you sort of clean up the metal edges. So all I'm doing is just got my floppy disc on my angle grinder, just buzzing all the edges off, and then I go around it with paint just to protect it from rust. Hammerite paint before knocking on the edge trim, and then it's just a case of getting the rubber seal on, giving it a good clean with some alcohol before doing the rest of the job. So just attach some tape to the top of the roof, just so when you put the glass in, it's not going to fall out. And then obviously I went around again and added a lot more tape once I'd actually put the window in. Okay, here I'm just dry fitting the window. Make sure you do this so you can just see if the rubber trim has just given you any sort of bumps where it's going to make the window sit proud, and then it means the mastic won't seal properly, and then obviously you'll have a leaky window. So I nearly dropped it then. Yeah, so just keep, I just try to get a good panel gap. Make sure you do check top and bottom, and then just go back around with the rubber mallet and just knock in the trim if it's no good. Right, so I've just missed doing that. So what you want to do with this is basically load up your little cotton ball. What I've already done is wiped all the way around the outside with the sort of activator pad. And you want this cotton ball where possible. You don't want to break the line, so you want to go all the way around. And on this one, I'm going to go around twice just to make sure good adhesion. All on the ceramic layer and not on the glass itself. I'll do some kind of magic around the back to make sure you don't twist your arm out of shape, but nice and steady all the way around. Twist it around, nice and tight. And then when you get to the end, you want to just dab it over again and just double up. So I'm just going to go around again with that. And then we're going to leave this for 10 minutes to dry, and then we can put the mastic on. I'm just going to go outside the original line I've done and go around again. Nice parallel line. Yeah, so you're basically making sure that you've got the maximum possible contact area for the adhesive to grip onto. Steady. Gets a bit sketchy at this corner because you've got to like rotate your hand. Just coming to the end, I'm just going to double it over, and then there's two joins on here which I'm just going to make sure that I've absolutely covered. So yeah, 10 minutes for that to dry. And we're good to go. So this is the primer here. I forgot to film it, but I've just gone all the way around right next to the bead, and I've doubled it over at the start, as you can see. So we're going to wait for this to go off about 5-10 minutes. I'll leave it about 10 minutes, and then just looking onto the window, I've done exactly the same all the way around. I'm just going all the way around the perimeter, right where the mastic is going to adhere onto the glass. Nice and thick. You've got plenty in that bottle. And then we'll flip it over when it's ready and get the mastic good to go. Just wondering if the green mastic on top of this van, the good old green issue, is going to actually hold the weight of this window and stop it from slipping. I think I'll be all right. I'm just gonna send it. The mastic will hold it up. It'll be all right. It says drive away in an hour, so we'll just roll with it. Okay, so here I'm just applying the mastic round. Definitely do 2 layers. You know, double up on the layers. There's enough in the tin to do 2, and you've got 1 tin for each window. Well, certainly in the kit I had. Definitely double up, make it nice and thick. So what I'm going to do is just place the window. I'm not going to push it on just yet. I'm just going to place it, get the panel gap good and sort of aligned straight. So you'll see me looking over to the left because there's a seam there where I can line it off. And then obviously panel gap front and rear. And then once you're happy, what I do is just go around, tape it obviously, and then just go around really steady and just push it in at each point so it seals properly. It's definitely worth as well if you can get your gun in there just siliconing the top as well for peace of mind. So I siliconed it later on, and it worked a treat, and it's absolutely hooning it down the last few weeks in the UK, which is standard summer, but it's completely leak proof. So yeah, you see me just going around now, just giving it a good little yam, just shove it in, make sure the mastic spreads out and adheres, and then it's all good. Right, and here's the finished product. Still got a tape on it, obviously, just holding it up. As you can see, it's got a pretty good sort of finish around the panel and the panel gap on the side. Okay, the lighting's pretty terrible in here, but again, it's like pretty well sort of consistently in the whole way around, so I'm pretty happy, and it's sort of dead level as well, so ever so slight bump here just in that little bit there, but there's no mastic coming through, so that's great news. So what we'll do is when we carpet it, we'll carpet it right up to here, and then just tuck the carpet up there, and it'll give like a super dead clean finish, but that's not yet. A bit more work to go before then. Okay, so thanks for following the build. The next video is going to be on the insulation and the carpeting, so look forward to that. And I've already done it, and it's a pretty good finish, so hopefully you like it, and follow along for the rest of it. See you at the next one.